All right, I think we're recording.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm excited because Anishka's here, so we're going to get a chance to practice. And the intention of tonight's call was really to help people understand better, like the next steps. When you are falling in love with these products, when you start to have this phenomenal transformation, you've got your testimonial, people are starting to ask you, what the heck is going on? What are you doing? Or you can think of people that you would love to share this with, and you're just like, oh my God, I don't know what to say, and you stumble upon your words and you start to freak out. The intention of tonight's training was really just to say, let's take a step back, let's be human, and just remember that we are always referring people to things, no matter what it is, whether it's your massage therapist, your chiropractor, your dentist. When you have a good experience, you go out to eat at a great restaurant, you tell people about it. And for whatever reason, we get in our head and we start to think that it's weird when it comes to Isagenix because we know we're going to get a paycheck from them, or we know we're going to get some kind of cash bonus. So all of a sudden we start to think that we're selling our friends and family. We think that they're going to just think that we're trying to, make some money or make a bonus. And so we don't tell anyone, or we fumble over our words and we start to freak out. And hopefully by learning really just a short, simple structure of how to share your story is a great way to just connect and feel like you're not selling anyone anything. You're just being inspirational enough so that they ask you more about it and they have more questions, and we get that connected with this fabulous team and help them in their health goals or their financial goals or whatever it may be. So if you haven't, I would encourage everyone to definitely Google the 30-second story. Literally, you can say 30-second story Isagenix, and the PDF will come up, the template will come up, and I can also post it in the chats here. But there's 5 components basically to this structure, and everyone should absolutely spend some time writing out several 30-second stories. So here's the structure, then I'll give you some examples and then we'll practice. So before Isagenix, everything starts before Isagenix. Before you got started, how were you feeling? There's usually 3 things that you want to highlight. So for example, before Isagenix, I was tired, overworked, and stressed. Find 3 adjectives, 3 things that were going on that were less positive, perhaps even negative from where you are today, that have been impacted since you started Isagenix. So before Isagenix, I was tired, overworked, and stressed. Then the second component, the second part is I was introduced to. And we want to highlight that you were introduced to it by someone else because this is word of mouth. This is not something that's available in GNC. This isn't something that you can get through Whole Foods. So you have to cast this idea that someone is going to introduce you and you're going to introduce them, and we share this as a team and share this with our friends and family, people we love. So before Isagenix, I was tired, overworked, and stressed. I was introduced to Isagenix by and then it's my friend or my coworker or my sister. Who was it? Name that person, even if the person who actually enrolled you isn't really the one that you feel connected to from a sponsor or coaching perspective or mentor or someone who you just really look up to. You can put the person in who really you're kind of connected with and linked in with. But for in my example, I would say I was introduced to Isagenix by my amazing sister Lauren, who's a clinical nutritionist who had been helping me for years on my own health goals, something like that. Or I was introduced to Isagenix by my great friend Anushka, who I've trusted wholeheartedly for 20 years. Or I was introduced to Isagenix by my teacher in law school. I mean, whatever it was, wherever it came from, just show that there's a relationship, a connection. And I've been using the products for whatever amount of time. So you want to show that there's longevity, that it's just not a one-hit wonder, one and done type of a thing, but I've been using the products for 3 years now, or I've been on the products for only a month, but I've already experienced blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is. So before Isagenix, I was tired, overworked, and stressed. I was introduced to Isagenix 3 years ago by my sister Lauren, who's a fabulous nutritionist. And as a result, now what's changed? Take those first 3 adjectives and change them into something that has become more positive. As a result, I sleep better, I feel more energized every single day, and I feel like the stress rolls off my back. right? So you're kind of counteracting the first three things into what's a positive thing now. And as a result, or I now believe, what are you going to do because of that? So before you retired, you were introduced to it by someone who you know and who's a good friend or relationship. You've been on it for a certain amount of time. It's caused your life to change in this way. And now I believe, what are you going to do because of that? So, and now I believe that everyone deserves to feel as good as I do. Or now I believe that people shouldn't have to suffer in silence. Or now I believe that it's my mission to impact other people. Now I believe, whatever it is that's sort of drawing you into this, that you want to go out and share with people, or that you want to help people. And you want to have 30-second stories in a variety of different topics, because everyone that you meet is going to have a different story. And our goal by sharing our 30-second story is really just to inspire someone else. At the end of the day, they don't really care that much about you, but they care enough to hear that something happened, that there was a big shift, there was a big change, and now they're going to question, well, what is it? I'd love to hear more about it. That sounds amazing. Yeah, I'm exhausted all the time. I'd love to have more energy. Tell me more. So imagine you get 30 seconds on the elevator. You meet someone who's just bubbly, happy, lively, and you really connect with them, and you just want to have their contact information. You want to have something that's catching, that's going to create curiosity with them enough so that they want to relate to you and they want to connect with you down the road. So it might be that you're connecting with them over someone you'd want on your team because they're enthusiastic and they're passionate and they love life. And so you might just say, hey, you know what? Before Isagenix, I was super shy. I lacked confidence and I would never talk to a stranger, but you're amazing. You've got so much energy and enthusiasm. I think you'd be great for this team. This program, that I was introduced to 3 years ago has really helped me to regain my own confidence. And I really am now looking for people who can join me in this huge movement to impact the world. You'd be awesome. What do you think? Right? Or would it be okay if we connect later down the road and I just grab your phone number and tell you more about it? Whatever it is, whatever you see in that person that you're drawn to, you want to have a 30-second story that matches up with them. So let me ask you, Anushka, if you don't mind,
sure,
your 30-second story, the first, sort of your own for sure, what initially happened with you with Isagenix. There's been a lot of changes probably over the last year or so, and you now have formulated different stories. But initially, before you ever started Isagenix, what would you say were the 3 key areas that were sort of problematic, or that you were suffering or struggling with, where you think Isagenix has impacted? So what are those first 3 sort of adjectives?
So before, I was working out a lot. I was eating super healthy and clean as far as I thought, and I was completely plateaued. I was frustrated.
Okay, so working out a lot, eating super clean, but not getting results, or plateaued. Yeah, awesome. Okay, and then the second part would be, I was introduced to Isagenix by. So who were you introduced to?
So I was introduced to Isagenix by my best friend from high school, Rachel, who's a health psychologist and absolutely amazing.
Oh, you don't have to go that far, but thank you.
True.
And you've been using the products for how long?
And I've been using the products for 1.5 years now.
Okay. And as a result, what has changed from those first 3 things that you mentioned?
So as a result, I broke through the plateau. I am in the best shape of my life at 36. And is this the one with 3?
So you said you were working out a lot, eating super clean, and that you had hit a plateau. So I would reverse those 3 to say, I now feel like I get a much better bang for my workout, perhaps, or you work out less, whatever's the truth. Okay. So maybe I actually work out less, but feel like I get better results from my workouts. I still eat healthily, but I don't feel like it's nearly as strict, and I broke through that plateau. Something like that to counteract the 3 that you originally said to what's changed now. Okay. Or you could say something like, as a result, I work out less, have a less strict diet, and have better results in the gym. It's crazy. And
Yeah.
I now believe. And so what do you now believe?
And I now believe that everybody should be able to live a healthy lifestyle with ease.
Perfect. Perfect. That's beautiful. So if you were to put it all together and say it in 30 seconds, I'll time you. What would it go?
Okay, so before Isagenix, I was working out a lot. I was eating super clean and I was completely plateaued. And then my best friend from high school, Rachel Meyer, introduced me to Isagenix. And what was the
Perfect. I've been using the products for.
Oh, yeah. I've been using the products for a year and a half now. As a result, I now work out less. I still eat healthy, but it's not a struggle. And I've completely broken through that plateau. And now I believe that everybody should live a healthy lifestyle with ease.
Awesome. Perfect. And that's it. That's it. And as you create these stories, you guys, write them down and practice them so that it doesn't feel scripted. Like I was a person when I first started being taught this stuff, and I'll be totally honest, like, oh, I'm not going to sound like a walking script, or like this is something that's not me, and I don't want to sound inauthentic. And we absolutely don't ever want that to be the case. The template is something that just gives you a really nice structure so that you know you can stay confined into a time limit. When you're connecting with people, it's so often that, one, you're just not even going to have time. You're connecting with a busy restaurant server. They are rushing in and out from the table. They don't have time to talk to you for 20 minutes. It's not like you're suddenly going to go into and share everything you know about Isagenix and all the products you love and talk their ear off. So it's just enough to inspire, create curiosity, and gather contact information in a way that's compliant. And so the structure of the 30-second story template or this 30-second story template just gives you that structure really to know that you can say it quick, but you want to practice. You want to write it down. You want to find those adjectives that really resonate with you. You want to find the sort of transition of what Isagenix has done and name it in a way that is, again, authentic and true. We're not making up. We're never exaggerating. We're never saying anything that's non-truthful. But you want to do it enough so that you practice so that it flows, that it does come off of your mouth with ease, and it doesn't feel like it's scripted or that someone is going to think that that's not you talking. So that's absolutely important. But the more that you do practice, the more that it will flow off your tongue. And then when I talk about having several different templates and several different stories, I have an energy story. I have a story around stress. I have a story around weight loss. I have a story around increasing athletic performance. I have a story around earning residual and supplemental income, around retiring at 35, around whatever it may be. I'm not going to be able to put all of that into one 30-second story. So you want to create several templates and know them so well that the person that comes in front of you at any given time, if they said something about being super stressed and overworked and hating their job, I'm not going to go into a weight loss story. I'm going to talk about how I was feeling that exact same way and I ended up quitting my job because I didn't want it. I was burnt out, and this is what I'm doing instead. So you always want to have something at the tip of your tongue that you can just say quickly and with ease that is true to you, but you know who you're matching up to and who that person is that's going to relate so that they are interested in hearing more. Make sense?
Yeah.
Any questions that you have, Anushka?
I don't. I would like to work on additional templates though.
Oh, the other thing I was going to say is you want to have a bunch of your own templates. You could come up with 10, 15, 20 of your own templates, but then you actually want to also have templates of other people's stories. So this is where it becomes really, really important to be in our testimonials page, really get to know people, connect with them, do 3-way calls with other team members, watch their own stories so that even if I haven't had, say, a 75-pound weight loss story myself, if I'm connecting with someone who tells me that they're wanting to get married, that they actually have a 50 or 100-pound weight loss goal, I want to be able to say, you know what, before Isagenix, my best friend from work, Christina, also had a 75-pound weight loss goal before she got married. She was introduced to Isagenix, and over that course of the year, she was actually able to achieve the 75 pounds. And as a result, now she's telling literally every bride-to-be, like, you need to get on Isagenix, whether it's for weight loss or anything else. But absolutely, if you're aspiring to be something different than where you are right now, let's hop on the phone with my friend Christina because she will absolutely show you how this is possible. Something like that. You could also have the whole sort of 30-second story created around someone else's story that you can quickly share. And then it just even sets up a three-way call, because when we do three-way calls, it's really just about connecting people who will relate. So me talking about Isagenix, someone who lost 9 or 10 pounds is not going to be the same as someone who went through it and lost the 50, 75, or 100 pounds. But if I can put Christina and the other person together, boom, they will relate and they'll totally connect. And that's why your initial 30-second story just even set them up. Hey, I'd love to introduce you to my friend Christina, because I think you guys would totally connect and you would love to hear her story. That would be a great sort of template to use. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, that's it for tonight's training. We'll try to get these set up regularly, and hopefully over the time we'll find some time that our team can get on, and we'll keep sticking to the basics and get you guys out there and changing lives.
Thank you, Rachel.
All right. Good night.